You're live, you know. You are live.
No, we're not live. We're not live yet.
Do not trust these guys.
Trust me. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
You're just looking to trend.
Yeah, it's
Engineer,
Are you
are we
live?
good?
Yes.
Take us back to Facebook.
Yeah, continue. Yeah, right.
Kwani una make your face?
Which one?
Your hands up like your unafinya macho. It's just Facebook.
I'll give you an answer when we are live.
It's just Facebook. We are live.
No.
Where?
No, I'm yet to see.
Na napo unaanza kujisikia.
Wacha tujiangalie kwanza. Excuse me. Did I do my makeup?
Did you?
I'm wondering.
Is your face powdered?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I told you guys have something with my kipara. What with the technical guys just lighting up my kipara?
No, it's the mafuta ya nazi. What do you use for your kipara?
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
Is there anything they use?
Kupaka.
Yeah.
So you just shower, dress, and you leave. You don't apply anything.
And I don't even go to the barber shop.
Oh,
because
really?
I realized that's a rip-off.
You've never had.
They charge me for the full price.
You do not have
and
hair.
Yet they just shave a half.
Okay, does the hair grow?
Where?
On your head.
It's just to be specific. You know, it's good to us to be very, very specific.
Engineer, take us to the other side. Watch your tone. Watch your tone. Kina nani wako ready with us here. Good afternoon, guys. D Presenter 001, the D Experience. Yes, and then your Facebook Live. I told you guys last week on Friday that we're going to have a guest. We're going to have Walter Mong'Are. I might just need someone to run this because someone is saying, Nyambane, you made a prophecy many years back. I salute you. Unakatwa tax, pay as you earn, and it's a FTC. I repeat, it's fresh and has happened.
Well, life has a way of just coming round.
Yes. You're saying they're saying that you had seen that ingeturamba na kimeturamba saizi.
Na tukaambiana.
Wewe ulituambia.
The question is, what do you do with the information you've been given?
Yes. We are working with the information you gave us years back.
Yeah. Now
we are paying the taxes.
Yeah. And you realize that your payslip is an A4 size paper. Yeah. So your salary is up there. Then
I do not have a lawyer. I do not wish to discuss the tax issues of this country.
No, are you a taxpayer?
I pay tax. I'm okay.
That's okay.
Niko tu sawa rais. Rais niko sawa.
Yeah. We've started our show.
Tuko katikati ya
product.
All right.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Guys, Walter Mong'Are is in the studio. Our first official interview. It's an honor. I am beyond excited. Starstruck. I got starstruck way back. You know, the first time I saw you live, watch ile kwa TV Ridiculous na kadhalika.
Okay.
I saw you at Hurlingham, where there used to be watch a tamasha buffet.
Good stories only.
Very good stories.
Good stories only.
Good stories only. Ulikuwa unacheza pool, ulikuwa unakunywa Fanta. Is that good?
Nilishinda. Give details. I was playing pool and I was winning.
Game.
You know, these such things.
Okay, I was starstruck. Siku follow game like, oh my god, na unagaumse kwa TV. So that's the first time I saw you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so today I'm not starstruck, nishazoea. Yeah, niko nataka
no. She's not starstruck because she's a star herself. So she joined the team.
I'm the girl from Kibra. Yes. I keep reminding my fans every other day. I'm the girl from Kibra.
Nkrumah. I'm the guy from Nkrumah. Do you know where that is?
I do not know where that is.
Find it on the Google Maps.
On the Google Maps. Before we find it, you're going to tell us a little bit about Walter Mong'Are.
Yes.
Who is Walter Mong'Are? Where were you born? Where did you go to school?
Let's just make it something like a graph. Let's just try and draw the graph for life. I've been around.
Yes.
This is my last year of the 40s.
Yes.
Okay.
Engineer tuweke Facebook kidogo tafadhali. Tupate reaction.
Facebook.
Ametupeleka hizi vitu expensive.
Na mbona tuache Facebook.
Wachana na sisi hapo.
Sisi ni watu wa 40s.
Sisi ni watu wa Facebook. Tuko 4th floor.
Thanks. I'm doing my last year of the 4th floor.
Yes.
And so it's been a privilege to be in existence for that long.
Okay.
I'm told, because these are stories we are told. My mom and my dad tell me I was born around the 26th of March in 1975. That's the story I'm told. And I'm told that my arrival to the village was with excitement and pomp, and everybody was lined up on the road. My dad was driving a KDJ Datsun, golden color. And my mom and I, you know, I'm told I was seated in the rear, and everybody was cheering us as we were coming home, and they were making so many loud noises, and we were wondering why everybody's, you know, they didn't, it's like they were welcoming me, only to realize that we had just happened to be coming to my village when the safari rally was happening. So they were not cheering us. They were not. It
was not about you.
In fact, we were just intruders with a cadastre that has got no number on it.
Yes.
And so we only realized that when Joginda Singh just zoomed past us, and we realized that, yeah, that's the story I'm told. That was my reception to the village.
Okay.
Of Ikuruma.
So uliangukia.
Yes.
Ikuruma is in Kisii.
Is in Isecha. Isecha no ere gaiga asogocha gaiga kliniki ekero kire kliniki kwa manyago ikiraga abuo ekero otigotinega ekero kwa tigotinega ochichonya kundi ozobabi sorry.
Are we going to need someone to translate this?
No, it's cause
unajua mtu anaweza tusaidia na hii situation.
It's because you took me to the village and the village just jumped out of me and it just came out. But in short, I was just telling you I was born in Ikuruma.
Yes.
Ikuruma is in Kisii County. Manga is my center.
Okay.
And later on, yes. Later on, we relocated to Western Kenya.
Okay.
Where we grew up from 1979. That's when I was almost like 4 years old.
All right.
So I'm born Kisii, brought up in
Western.
Luya land. So it's in Mluya. Abantu bakatajanga esino mukizi lakini esino mukizi ta esino Mluya khula
mukizi by birth.
Mukizi by birth.
By brought up.
By bringing us up.
Yes.
And then nikatoka hapo nikaenda kwa Wamasai.
Are you the first child?
First child to leave the village, or
to first child to celebrate you
Mr. Mong'Are's home.
Yes, kudandia safari rally. First child in that village kupata welcome ikuwa yako.
Tell you, my friend.
Yes.
In Mong'Are's household,
yes,
I'm number 12 out of 22. Those are the guys who are in the official register. Okay.
You guys are 22.
22.
You're number 12.
Yeah. So, but in my mother's household,
yes,
I'm the second last born. I was the acting last born for about 5 years. So I enjoyed that position until my brother came along.
And spoiled
and
everything.
The guy just looks like me. It's just crazy.
You have a good relationship?
With my brother? No.
Yes.
You
saw someone who just comes and takes over.
He took from me. But,
yes. Stole all the attention.
I love him.
Wow.
Yeah,
number 12.
Yes.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
It's your sibling.
So we are from a big family.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I wonder why we lost that touch. But it's okay.
Of big families.
Yeah. Do you have any children? Do you have? Don't say it. It's okay. I understand.
No.
Yeah, I mean.
I have 2.
Yeah.
Yes. My firstborn is 23.
You wanna ask me the same question?
I'm coming to that.
Okay. Your firstborn is how old?
22.
Okay.
Yeah. And my not acting last born.
Okay.
My second and last born is 1 year 7 months.
Okay. So you've made up your mind.
I haven't done.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
Okay.
Yes.
In our African community, men do not count their children.
Okay. So that one you will not. I should forget about that question.
That question does not apply.
All right. You went to school in Western Kenya?
Yes, Mumias.
Okay.
Mumiasi. That's what we call it.
All right.
Yes.
Primary
school. Then of course I remember having a conversation with my dad and our principal, Mrs. Mbati, the late Mrs. Mbati, and my dad asked me, where do you want me to get school fees for a provincial school or do you want me to get school fees for a national school?
Okay.
And I told my dad a national school.
A national school.
Yeah, and that's when I was in class 7.
Okay.
And so I ended up in the Nana school.
All right. We take a break and check out questions or messages. Kuna mtu anasema unaka very innocent engineer tutafight. Unaka very innocent na unakwaganda vituko. Let's have the questions back on Facebook. Pass my love to Walter.
Yeah, the love has been received.
Yes, tuned in from Nairobi. This is kwa Ruben Center. Kerubo. Kerubo ndio amesema pass my love. Pass my love.
Biamono mwana minto biamono. Asante sana.
Kerubo ndio amekusalimia. Engineer, niteremshie hizi maswali tafadhali. We check that out.
You see, this is what I like about your studio.
Yeah.
Yani, everybody is just part of you.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
beautiful.
the fans on Facebook, these are the guys who make me.
Okay.
these are my loyal fans. I'm on radio, I'm here, wanafuatana na mimi, hawaendi mahali.
Okay.
Presenter Fidelis anasema Mwanahabari chipukizi ametoka wapi? The prophecy, we spoke about it, or we read it, that someone says uli prophesy story ya tax na to saizi. We're taking a break from the point where you're telling us your dad asked you, unataka kwenda nitafute school fees ya provision? I'm a national school.
Yeah.
No, ukataka ya national.
Yes.
Did you pass to go to national school then?
I was in Lenana school.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the changes. and our partner school was Precious Blood.
Biruta.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful girls only.
Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
Which high school were you in?
St. Anne Nakuru.
High school boarding for girls?
It was boarding for girls. No, there was no boys.
Yeah.
Ilikuwa Wanyororo. Unajua Wanyororo?
It's okay.
Yes.
Wanyororo,
we had pundas there. Mpaka muzipatie madadhi ndo zibebe maji. So yeah, that is where I went to school. Yeah. And then cars we used to go to school.
Look at us now.
Look at us now. I mean, does it really have to do with where you went to school? How people turn out?
No, by the way,
it's an individual.
Let me tell you, your background does not actually determine your tomorrow. It's your mindset.
It is you.
It's your mindset.
Yes.
Not even your circumstances. They don't determine your tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Changes, Lenana.
Yeah.
As we've been told.
I was in Thompson House.
Okay.
Munaza relate. Let me just open up for people to understand Lenana School.
Yes.
We have about five blocks. Yeah, no, I was in block 1. Block 1 is got 2
streams.
Hostels. Okay. We did not have dormitories. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Such things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Na hii kelele yote ya Lenana ukaenda kuwa comedian.
We shall be back after. We are meeting at the tent.
We cannot breathe in this studio in Historia Lenana. Then he is a dude who was in Thompson House. We had hostels. We did not have dormitories. Alafu ghafla.
It's known as
Mjama yuko ndani ridiculous.
Yeah.
What happened after high school? University, college, safari lishi hapo?
It's natural. You must have some sort of graph, as we said. You must draw a graph of your life.
Yes.
So I had a very eventful life in high school. That's where some of us started our entrepreneurial skills that we have today.
Yes.
I remember, people like Carrefour, people like Chumi supermarkets, like the closed Napmat, all those ideas that we had in high school, because Lenana School is quite expansive, and we were young boys growing up, and so the food in the dining hall was not sufficient for the young souls that are growing. So I supplemented the dinners with some chapatis. So I used to sell chapatis in high school.
Oh.
Yes.
Where would you get the chapatis? Lenana is a boarding school.
From my cousin, who was the receptionist.
Yes. So your cousin would cook?
Yeah.
Bring?
No, I go and pick up the consignment.
From where?
From her servant quarters.
Oh, she used to live inside the school compound.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then we will distribute them in the blocks.
Okay.
And I would make like 50 cents for every chapati that I sold.
50 cents. What year is this you went to school?
Let's not talk about the years because it's forever. I was in Lenana in the 90s. Yeah, so that was quite some money. Yes. For those of us who understand, for those of us who are in our fourth level, in our 40s, in our 30s, we know that
the value
some of the things that went on is that we educated ourselves through school. Yeah, so that was a way of just making sure that there was school fees.
Yes,
that I
there was a bit
well
of pocket money. Yeah, for every router.
Yes. Precious blood. We used to. I was in choir, so you really, I know you are a dancer. I know you dance through school.
So, okay, sasa leo ni story yako ama ni story yangu. Unajua mimi sipendi watu pia wanajua sana. No, why are you comparing your uza in chapatis and me dancing or you being in the choir?
That's exactly what you're doing. I was singing, you were dancing.
But si story yangu leo.
Ni story yetu.
Mbona unaingiza comics?
Yeah, it's a story. So that's a highlight.
Yes. The survival in high school.
Then of course ended up in Kenyatta University.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you study?
And I'm a fine artist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a graphic designer. And that's what KU taught me to have a life, and that's when we started Ridiculous in KU.
All right.
Yeah, with Tony and KJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and other people who are not here with us.
Yes. Severally, you've spoken about Ridiculous, your journey, and then you're Ridiculous. So, back in the days when you guys were Ridiculous, I think you were the only comedy group in Kenya then, or one that had really made it, one that was famous all over East Africa. I have a friend called Olivia. She lives in TZ, and she said anytime anyone would come to Nairobi, she'd ask them to carry a cassette.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, recording. Tape. A baby tape, ampeleke TZ, I watch Ridiculous. So during that time when Ridiculous was the comedy group, you guys made money?
Let's just say we made our way. And we made a path.
Okay.
We had no reference to make to, so we had to be the reference. And that is why I talked about growing and creating a graph that people can make reference to.
Yes.
We had nothing to benchmark on. We were actually, it's almost being in the bush, and you have to create a path.
Yes.
And so that's what we were doing. We were just grappling in the dark, and you don't know whatever you're doing is making sense. You don't know you don't have someone you're looking up to.
Yes.
Later on, people have to look up to you for whatever you've done.
You did not have any mentors, like a comedian you guys looked up to?
If you remember well, that's why you said that for the longest we were the only ones in the market.
Not even abroad?
Yeah.
Leave alone East Africa or Africa.
One of the things that I would always encourage anyone.
Yes.
You don't want to make a bad copy of Walter. You don't want to make a bad copy of D. Sometimes in the trades that we have, it's very difficult to have a mentor. It's very difficult to have someone you're looking up to, simply because you make a bad copy of the original.
Okay.
So we avoided as a team, and personally as Walter, I avoided emulating somebody in the trade of entertainment, because then what happens, you lose your originality.
Yes.
You become somebody else, and you become a bad copy of that person.
Okay.
So that is the difference, and that's why
you just wanted to be Walter.
We made the path, we made the industry, we made it what it is today. But of course, it's rewarding. We paid our bills. At the time, there was no YouTube. At the time, there was no Instagram like now we are on IG. At the time, there was no platforms for us to. That's why people spoke about cassettes moving from one country to another.
Yes.
So we lost quite a lot of money through piracy, because people pirated our work.
Yes.
And they made money from our work, but we never made the money. But we made a name.
Yes.
And that name is what has fed us up to today.
And the name is alive, and a lot of youth are looking up to you. Talk about comedy of today. The guys who are doing comedy today. There's a lot of kiki. There's a lot of clout chasing for people to consume their content. As compared to back then when Ridiculous was Ridiculous. Of course, there was no social media. Mungeenda kutoa stories.
Those was family shows. This was a family show. Nyinyi wote lazima mkutane home.
Yes.
Your dad, your mom, yourself, your grandchildren, all you must watch. Ridiculous was not the kind of show that you watch alone. That's why
Nyinyi wote mkae. Ridiculous wako cinemas na wako kwa TV.
Event.
Yes.
It was a national event
for the family.
On Sundays at 7:30.
Yes. Looking at the comedians today, what do you have to tell them? With the clout chasing and I'm trying to go back to what Ridiculous used to do. You guys were original. You guys had no one to look up to. Tuseme so and so amenimenta ama najaribu kukopi nani. Wow, saizi a lot of you guys created the path for them.
Okay.
Wako. But if you compare what you guys were doing and what they're doing now, what would you tell them?
D, can I surprise you?
Yes.
It's not even comparable. Because circumstances are different. The audiences are different. The exposure levels are different, unlike our time. The content creation today compared to our time is different. So because of those differences, it's very, very difficult to say that ours was better than theirs now. So that's why I would tell you, the only thing that we can share today on matters to do with the trade, the industry that we are in, is principles of doing the business.
Yes.
We can't talk about the actuals. because they are different.
Yes.
We are different. This is different time zone.
From different
People would
generations.
think, I find this a lot, that, oh, you guys were funnier than the guys of today. No. Probably, if we were doing what the guys are doing today, we would not be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
if
had
the
your
guys are
crowd
doing
then.
what we did then, they won't be funny.
Yes.
So it's contextual.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't pit the current against the previous,
Mm-hmm.
because we are all different.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there something that you own that you look at right now and you say nilipata hii courtesy of ridiculous? Kuna msee ufanya kazi anaangalia moti anasema kaka gari kangu nilinunua nikifanya kazi sijui wapi. If you look at this item, you'd say this is from ridiculous. I look at this and it reminds me.
Akiamungu, I have 2 items.
Nini na nini?
My wife and my daughter.
Walikuwa ukiwa ridiculous. Ama siku hizo ndo walikuwa na line.
Hizo items. They are there.
Your wife?
And my daughter. Hizo items.
Yes.
Ziko.
Courtesy of ridiculous.
Every day. My daughter is 25 now, and that's my entire time in the industry.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're trying to tell me that you met your wife during the time you were doing ridiculous?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alikunoki na hiyo image ya moi.
Let me tell you something.
Ukiwa una jino moja.
Enyewe usiwahi, don't marry somebody because of what you're doing.
Yes.
Because it changes along the way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So marry somebody who is for you, for who you are.
Are you trying to tell us something?
She never married me because I was a star.
That's what I was looking for.
But she believed in me.
Yes.
It was later on that we became privileged to be called stars, as you're calling us today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they take you serious at home?
Take me seriously?
Yeah, I mean, daddy ni comedian.
Yeah.
Mama, wacha hata niongee sasa juu ya mama. Mama mlipatana ukiwa ridiculous. Relax, breathe. Ngoja.
Unataka kunichomea?
Kuchomea. Nile budangu ni comedian. Kuna time umzae kuna kitu yeye usema ni serious. Is there the Walter Mong'Are aka Nyambane? Then there is daddy. Juu kuna watu ukiwa kwa nyumba hata ukiongea watu wanacheka. I mean, so many people meet you on the street. Ukipita ukiongea na mtu and someone remembers the comedian. Yes. Pom. Kuna time tu wewe ujam na mini baba yenu.
You know, I like the way you have reflected it.
Yes.
When people see you, they remember what you have done.
Yes.
When my children see me, they see their father.
Okay.
When my wife sees me, she sees their handsome, wonderful husband.
Okay.
All right. And
you just had to.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a difference.
Yes.
So I'm a daddy. I'm a father at home. I'm a husband. I'm an uncle.
Ile comedy ilikuwa job iko kando.
Yeah. When we get through.
Unakaa kwa kamati za wazee ushago.
When we get through the gates, please.
Yes.
It's not what you do. It's
everything else. Yes. Inabaki nje.
Yeah, exactly. Even as we come here, as we have this conversation, we're not having this conversation because we are stars. We are having this conversation because we are privileged. The people have made us who we are today.
Yes.
We are as a result of them watching us and subscribing to what we do, that we are who we are. So we owe it to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
From comedy, ridiculous to State House.
Yeah, somebody once told me from stage to state. And I was like, wow.
No, makes sense.
That's a deep line.
I've watched an interview you did before, and when I thought about inviting you kuja kwa interview, nikasikiza ile interview vile uli narrate. There are places you used to go mna perform, say anaona watu wanataka tu food, au watu wanataka food na drink, wamalize waende, and then look at this person that now is actually seated in the same room with President Uhuru. How did you make it to State House?
Oh, no, mentioning presidents, let's just agree that I've been privileged to sit with presidents. And even currently, I'm privileged to sit with my current president, President Ruto.
Yes.
I had the privilege of having, interaction with the President Moi.
Yes.
I had the chance of working for President Kibaki. And so that's why I was inspired that if you've interacted with all these presidents, why don't you dream to become one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Uhuru's regime, you're in State House. What exactly are you doing in the... We were used to Walter as the comedian, leave alone these other things that you've done. You've run a radio station, Venus and what have you, tuachane na hizo. Sasa umeingia State House. Ni nini umeenda kufanya huko kwa president?
Surprisingly.
Akiwa na wageni unawafurahisha. What were you doing there?
Did you just think I was a
comedian?
I was doing a David, right? So so David was there to entertain the King
Yes,
Saul.
yes.
And so you thought that I was entertaining Uhuru Kenyatta?
Mimi na watu
Yes,
wengine wengi hapa.
I was.
But you know na.
Yes, I was. I was his advisor. And my job was to advise him on matters to do with our young people.
Oh wow, the youth.
Yes, the youth.
Mm-hmm.
And anything, ensuring that we mainstream the youth agenda, not just because of what we are saying, but because of what we are doing,
Yes.
and the platforms that then we provide for the young people to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a believer, and even today, it's not that the young people are looking for handouts, they are looking for handouts. Show them the ropes,
Yes.
and let them run.
Yes.
Give them the opportunity, listen to them more.
Set the stage.
Set the stage for them.
Mm.
So that was my responsibility at State House.
Then.
And later, of course, I had ambitions,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, having acted as a president, having worked for the president, why don't I become a president? That's when you saw me being the first presidential candidate to be cleared in 2022 to run, and for six days I had state security. For 6 days I had
Chama yako
bodyguards,
inaitwaje?
Umoja Summit Party presidential candidate until after
For
6
6
days
days.
nikaitwa Bomas, nikaambiwa hebu come.
Ulikuwa
That time
unasemaje?
nilikuwa Kajiado natafuta kura, and I didn't make it to go because I'd already been cleared from Bomas to go and run. And so they called me and they tell me they want to clear something with me. I told them put it in writing, because once you're cleared as a presidential candidate, you have no business hanging around Bomas.
Yes.
So obviously I wasn't going to be around Bomas. And this is the first time I'm talking about that situation. Okay. So there are those things that happen in your life and they look like setbacks, but they are actually building your blocks and building your graph.
Yes.
So when I was cleared as a presidential candidate, I moved onto the ground to go and start preparing to sell my campaign, because that's what Chebukati said. You now have clarity to go and campaign. And so after 6 days, when they call me back and they tell me they have discovered something in my credentials and everything, and I was like, well, just put it in writing. Let me know what it is.
Yes.
And
I don't need to appear in person.
Yeah. And in 2 hours, I saw the press conference, just like everybody else, that my nomination has been revoked because I did not attach a physical degree certificate.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, between the time you were scrutinizing my papers,
between the time Chebukati was saying it's you're cleared, it's a go.
Are you trying to tell me that you didn't see that?
That was missing?
Yeah, but later on, and we all know that presidents has it that having a degree is not represented by graduation. Having a degree is not a physical connotation.
Yes.
Having a degree is a process that you go through, then you're conferred after that process. So you're seen to be having a degree after you've gone through the process. And so the degree is the end conferment, but the process is the degree. So, but long story, and we know that the stakes were high in the 2022 general election.
Yes.
So nobody ever wanted anybody who would be seen to be a threat on the ballot.
Okay.
And so we live to fight another day.
So that dream is still there? You still want to be president of this country
stop
someday? I might just change my mind.
Yeah, you know when you remind me of when Pharaoh asked Jesus, I hear I'm told are you calling yourself God? And I'm sure Jesus said, well, you said so.
Yeah.
So D, when you ask me whether I want to be president, what do you think? As I read the comments on Facebook.
Tuacha na story. Una try kusema ni kama siamini unaweza get.
The agenda of wanting to be president
Yes.
is not just because you want to be.
Yes.
I believe we are all equipped
To
provide some sort of leadership, to provide some value add to the country. Because I don't think I was born, then named, then that's it. there must be something that I must bring onto the table that
Yes.
impacts society in a bigger way.
Mhm.
I've been privileged to be in platforms that inspire, that inform people, that impart knowledge to people.
Mhm.
And I believe there's some more that I need to
So a yes
share.
or a no? Should Kenyans look forward to the next elections and expect that one Walter Mong'Are, aka Nyambane, is going to be on the ballot? You would like again, live the 6 days that you thrived. That's a true story.
My friend, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that
those
was
6
awesome.
days, that's
Yes,
a true
that was
story.
awesome. Yeah, that was
Yes,
awesome.
you're going in, whoever wants to be president, come next election, Walter Mong'Are is going to be on the ballot, na mutapambana naye.
We will not make that decision at D's experience. Well, for two reasons.
Yes.
Number one, I'm currently serving the Kenyan people in the
Mhm.
current regime.
Mhm.
So whichever way, I'm still privileged to serve the Kenyans.
Yes.
Because the regimes come and go,
Mhm.
but government still remain. So I'm
Yes.
privileged to serve in government,
Mhm.
and I'm humbled by that experience.
Mhm.
Second, we have a general election that is 3 years out.
But people plan early.
Yeah,
Kwani wewe
that-
unataka kuplan 6 months to general election?
Wacha nikwambie.
No, umenitoka.
Wacha nikwambie.
What would you change if
Wacha
you had a
nikwambie.
chance to be the president of this country?
That
I'm
you
still
would
trying
ask
to
me
twist. Unijibu tu tumalizane.
D, you will not force me to say that I'm not saying. Okay? So
Umesema itoki.
come 2027, we
Yes.
shall make all the relevant decisions. at
Yes,
that point.
until
For
then-
now, we are serving you.
Okay.
And I'm satisfied from where I'm able to give service to.
All right. Kuna Wakenya ambao wanajua Walter Mong'Are yuko kwenye serikali. What is it exactly? What is your role? We've seen you travel with the president. We've seen you in the nice suits in Dubai, in America. Yani kuna bodyguards wako kando ya president na yuko kwa shoulder yake hapo. Unafanyaga nini huko ndani?
I think I like the way you paint the picture of civil servants.
Not all. I'm talking about you.
The way you have painted, I'm a representation of the civil service here.
Yes.
I've worked for government from 2010, by the way.
No.
So
If you're the one who's representing them now,
Yes.
then they should emulate.
Yeah,
Kuna
so-
civil servants wengine.
what you
Nichome.
see
We would like to see more.
The glamorous picture that you said you're traveling with the president, my friend.
And you're looking the part.
When that president sits you guys down,
Yes.
na anawasomea kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni because
Ehe.
you have to deliver for the people.
Yes.
Hiyo time hiyo amuioni.
Mhm.
Ile kusomewa tunasomewa.
Unajua tukwangi kwa hizo meetings sana unless vile ukuje utuambie.
So please.
Mimi natry tu kusema wale wazae wako huko kwa civil servant,
Eh.
civil service,
Eh.
wale wamerecycliwa. I mean,
It's okay.
this is not even about
It's
you.
okay.
You
It's
can
okay.
see I'm
It's
facing
okay.
the camera. This is from me and fellow Kenyans. Those other wazes that have been there. Ninyi wale mumekuwa, we tami yako ni kidogo hatuwezi anza kuongea, we ngoja. Try and emulate. You see these youngsters that have come, wazee wale walikuwa kwa Moi, kwa Uhuru, kwa Kibaki, bado mko tu hapo kwa hizo viti. Vijana ndio hawa, jaribuni tu hata kukopi hiyo look. You know these wazes have some coats that look like, unaona kukinyesha vile mtu anaenda kwa sanduku anatoa tu koti yake, anaifanya hivi na nuka dawa ya sanduku anakuja kupatia watu signers kwa meetings.
Who are these civil servants you're talking about?
Hao wazee wako kwa hizo ofisi unakuaga wako. Engineer tupatie comments.
Wacha tujitetee.
Hapana.
Wacha tujitetee.
Don't speak for them.
Those are my colleagues.
Don't speak for them. I see people that do not look the part. Shida ni fundi, shida ni material, shida ni
Hapa
mwili.
ndio mtu unaanza kuimba ile song solidarity forever. So lazima nitetee wenzangu.
Hakuna waongea nao. Have these meetings. I mean, look sleek. Represent the country. Do not go with the president looking like ni nyinyi mumekuja na basi.
There's something that if you allow me.
Yes.
Being in civil service is a humbling experience. That you're describing, that like a quote that is supposed to be in a certain way,
Yes.
is actually symbolic. The levels of sacrifice that people make to be in civil space. If you were to work in civil service and you have an entry point in job group N and your salary is 27,000 shillings at the end of the month, and you have responsibilities to serve the nation and at the same time look in a certain way.
Okay.
So before we kill our brothers and sisters,
Yes, we tell the government to pay them well.
It's honestly, the government can only pay well if there's money to be paid well. But we just have to understand where they're coming from. Yes.
Serikali mimi naomba uni mtu wenyu and hii conversation yangu na itaenda poa. I am just asking that you take care of these people well. Job group N, job group P, F. They are the image. They are representing the government. They are the people we see, we speak to, we meet one-on-one. Even before the president goes to speak about a particular thing, sisi wale tunamona kwa TV.
Okay.
These are the people we meet in the offices.
Yes.
Tukitaka kitu fulani. So, serikali, this is not from Walter, this is from me. Angalieni hawa wazee. Angalieni, the image you put out there, that is what represents the government of Kenya.
Okay.
That is what I'm talking about. If you are sent to go to Dubai now, excuse me, who won't sit with you? The king will sit with you. He will have a meeting. How do you represent the government? That's all I'm trying to say.
That's diplomacy.
That's all I'm trying to say.
One other thing, Dee.
Yes.
One other thing. You see these wazes that we call wazes in government, it's important to know that it's a structure that exists.
Okay.
Retirement age in government is between 60 and 65.
Some are 65
right?
and still there.
And so the majority of the workforce are not above 60. Okay, there are those who are retiring.
Yes.
And the reason why you think somebody has been in government forever and they need to go, it's because they have been in government for 30 years, for heaven's sake. They started being in government at 20.
There's no Mtuetu who is still there even after 65.
No, it's the structure of government is in such a way that you grow in the civil service.
Okay.
Okay? And so it's
if you start at 20, yes, the years catch up.
Until 60. So you have 40 years to give service to the country. Okay. So sometimes tunaambia wazee tokeni, the retirement time will come. Na watawachia wengine, and those wengine were already in the system and they're growing the system. So
see they're refusing to move for the young people to take over.
It's the system. It's how it's wired.
Yes.
And so at their retirement they'll be happy to go home. Yeah. The question is, are we prepared for handover? That's the question we should be asking.
Yes.
Do these seniors in government, do they mentor? Do they do apprenticeship? Do they impart that knowledge onto other young people who are in civil space?
Yes.
That is why you find that there's somebody in government who's got such immense experience, which is very good.
Yes.
But at the same time, their time comes up. It comes up for exit, but they have not mentored anyone to take over from them. Yeah, so that's the only thing that we can question. Okay. Those who are in senior levels of government.
All right. Yeah. So the senior guys in government, kindly, saidieni youth. You've been there long enough. These young people who are coming, help them. There's that word that people use. Ya kizungu imenitoka. Ule mtu akona all the expertise, ule mtu akona all the knowledge, not get blockers. What is that name?
Just think.
Sorry? Gatekeeper. Yani, mimi ndo niko na knowledge naenda naye sipati mtu.
No, of course there's that. There's that when it comes to civil space. And people, are selfish because they think if they share, they lose their job.
Yes.
It's a security issue because you've not invested in yourself. And so more and more we see more young people coming into government, and we want to encourage more young people to come into government.
Yes.
Private sector is lucrative, yes, but you need also to be in government for you to create policies, for you to represent people through MCA slots, through members of parliament, representation and things like that.
Yes.
So we're encouraging more and more young people to come in government. If anything has to change.
Right.
And be patient, my friend. Yeah.
See,
Usifike ukapata Walter is driving a Range Rover, okay, and then you want to have the Range Rover. It has taken me 20 to 25 years to get to where I am.
Yes.
That's your exact age, and you want to drive what I'm driving today?
Not possible.
Oh, it's not even attainable. Yeah.
To save career, take your time.
Yeah.
Grow.
Yeah.
Achieve.
Some of the things that we have today,
yes,
we have cultivated them over the years. So they didn't just show up.
Let me give you more than 2, 3, 4 minutes to speak to the youth about that particular point that you've made, because tunakuta age ile tuko sasa hivi, those younger than me, they want things to work ASAP. Sahi nimeingia job nataka. They want big things. Kwa nini best yangu kuna kitu fulani? What would you tell the youth of today?
Yeah. Kwa vile hii show yako ni poa sana na inaallow mtu kukimbia mahali.
Unaweza enda nikiangalia questions.
Messages
unasema president amekupigia simu.
Hiyo ni ya kudanganya. Na kama sasa lazima nikwambie penye naenda.
Na si uko kwa show yangu.
Na kama nachukua maji. Soma comments.
Ni nani sasa hata tulikuwa tumeinvite hapa? Engineer ni mnisaidia comments. Walter Mong'Are has taken a break. He'll be back. Linkish Bradis tunasema he's very humble. May God continue blessing him. Wakisi tunakuanga juu lakini huyo ni Mosh Junior. Kerry Karibo, we checked out your message earlier on. The best bro. Muka Daniel anasema following Hazal Hezrina. Hello. Abagusi na Bantu. Okay, sawa. Kazi ni barabara amekuja na akaandika kikwao. I do not know what that means. Wisdom like that. Awesome. Following from Narok ni Sankale. Tushuke tena kidogo. Who is there? He's very humble. That's Lynn. Sawa. So now, guys, I don't know if you have any questions to Walter Mong'Are when we come back. Is there a question you'd like to ask? Is there something you want to know? Kile ambacho hatujazungumzia, weka pale kwenye comment, tutasoma, atajibu before we wrap up. Na labda kuna mtu pia anaangalia live, hajui tuko wapi na wapi, enda kwenye YouTube, The D Experience, pale utatupata live. Ukitoka YouTube, enda moja kwa moja pia kwenye Twitch, utanipata pale, The D Experience, alafu Facebook, D Presenters with Run, Instagram, The D Experience. So if you followed me on if you follow me on my social media platforms, utapata tuko live pale. So I've just told guys, ukirudi utumalize story ya youth, pia watupate questions kama kuna kitu mtu anataka kuuliza. Kuhusu Walter, most of them are saying you're very humble. May God continue blessing you. Mosh Junior anasifutua Kisii, anasema Kisii wanakuaga juu. Njeri Kabiru, please ask him to speak like Moi. Okay.
How old is Jerry?
Actually, let me tell you about Njeri Kabiru now that she's here. Njeri is a very young lady.
Okay.
She runs a home in Dandora for teens who got pregnant and dropped out of school. I'm supposed to pay her a visit. And take some stuff there. I don't know about your schedule.
Jerry, we are coming.
Bas, Jerry umesikia, tunakuja. What she does, she looks for people who can sponsor these young mothers to either do beauty, hairdressing, empower them with some kind of knowledge. Ako Dandora. So Jerry, nimepata mtu mwingine.
Jerry tutakam.
Jerry tutakam. Engineer, and I'll answer that later. Kwambe Jerry tunakuja. Very educative. Lynn is saying the bit where you're talking about the graph your life, education, changes, campus, ridiculous. She's saying life is a graph that is very educative. Before he gets out, he should do what? Go up a little bit. Speak like Moi, we missed that. That one nimekwambia. Before he gets out, he should speak like the late President Moi, not different. Yeah, he hacked that. That one he got it. Uze pia imeingia sijui kama hiyo nini accent bado wako nayo. Tutaangalia tu. So yeah. Tulikuwa tunaongea story ya youth. What advice youth wa leo waache speedy. Maisha ni pole pole. Kuna wase wanaingia kwa crime. Jua Leonardi yako na kavids. Kuna mtu anataka kufuatana na wababa, a young girl, because anaona besti yake anaenda holidays. Ama mimi ndio akiniona social media, I'm the mentor, I'm the person she looks up to and decides, since this is the life, a lot of them are living a fake life. That's what I'm trying to say. You see me on social media, you see the things that I post. I do not post my suffering. I don't post my bad days. I don't post when there's no rent. I don't post when I can't afford to pay for this studio. Mina kuonesha ile do kidogo nimepata ndio nimepelekwa Mombasa. Sasa you want to get into relationships with people who are older than you, wababas. You want to get into crime because unataka kudrive ile motimina drive. You as someone who has climbed that graph gradually, bit by bit, until today, at this age that you are, is when you can comfortably sit in that Range Rover, na hakuna mtu atakudai juu umeiswetia, you've worked hard for it. This youth of today.
First, I must say this, even from a biblical perspective, we are encouraged not to waste our youthfulness.
Yes.
When you are a young person, that's when you've got the full energy to invest. In every young person, let me put it this way, in every young person, there's an old man that is waiting in you. For every young lady, there's an old lady who's in you and waiting. That old lady is you tomorrow.
Yes.
That old man is you tomorrow. The question is, what are you doing about that old man or that old lady that who's in you today as a young person? Because the one thing that is a life equalizer is time. I always encourage young people, please stop chasing the opportunities. Spend more time preparing for the opportunities because they come. Today, as we're in our 40s, is when we're actually getting the opportunities when they come. Yes. People always talk, I always talk about the D, not the D experience, but the D in your fun.
Okay.
There's D in your fun.
Yes.
And that D is called fund. So when you're having fun, are you building the fund? And the only way you can build the fund is if the D in your life is discipline.
Okay.
It's dedication. It's the sacrifices that you make along the way. So as a young person today, spend more time preparing yourself for tomorrow. That when the opportunity then comes, you're ready for it. Many of our young people, they're given an opportunity, unapewa job. Even as an intern in this studio, unapewa job, but because you have not prepared yourself for the long haul, you don't have the stamina to even sustain that job. Then you find people are losing opportunities, not because the opportunities are not there, but it's because they're not prepared for the opportunities when they come.
Yes.
So that is what I've always encouraged young people and who are ably represented in my children at home, that it's a curve, it's a growth. As I was saying, the graph is in such a way that there's a time it's on a sharp rise. Yes. And then there's a time it starts to decline. And then there's a time it actually plateaus and it's flat. Now it's at that point of plateauing that you create another graph on that plateau. That plateauing becomes your new zero for you to go to the next level. That is what I would encourage them.
That is in simple language, that is to say that ukiwa chini usibaki hapo. Sasa ile graph imelala, changamka uanze kujenga graph nyingine.
Hapo. Tumia hiyo flat.
Yes.
Kuunda ile zero, hiyo zero mpya.
Unatumia hii graph iko flat kama stepping stone. Zero mpya.
Hiyo ni zero mpya.
Ya kupanda.
Yes.
We have a question. Is it bad for youth to have bigger goals? Patience is key, but we are different times. Anasema hii si time ya wazee where what mattered is just getting work. What is the question again? Is it bad for youth to have bigger goals?
Number one, if you don't have a goal and a goal that scares you, then you have no goal. So it's important for you to have a goal that scares you.
Yes.
The question is, are you prepared for the middle between your dream and the actualization of that
Hapo
dream?
katikati.
There's the murky middle, my friend. Hapo katikati kuna kona, hapo katikati there's sinking, hapo katikati kuna blackouts, hapo
kuna hiyo plateau,
everything.
Yes, just as you explained.
Could go wrong.
Yes.
Okay? So the question is, you need to be aware that I have this dream and consistently work towards it. Remaining focused to that you've committed to at the end of the day. Because hapa katikati, my friend, kuna distractors, kuna watu wa kuchocha, kuna watu wa kuambia, you won't make it, kuna discouragement unapata along the way, but you remain focused.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you do during your free time? Do you have hobbies? The first time I saw you kuna kunywa Fanta, sasa okay, wenda dunda tushakuta kwa hiyo equation. Labda wewe enda kuhubiri. What do you do during your free time? Unaweza kwa pastor mnoma, by the way umekaa hapo unaongea mpaka unashika vidole hivi, tunaweza anza kuokoka. So what do you do during your free time? People rarely see you anywhere. I've never met you anywhere apart from those years.
Yes.
Siku hizo nikidance, siku hiyo nikikuona tamasha is when you used to have the band.
Yeah. By the way, next week I'll be interviewing D on the experience. Tell us more about herself, the things that you guys don't know. So that is, stay tuned.
Wewe ufanya nini ukiwa huko job, you're traveling?
First, hakuna kitu kama free time.
What?
Hakuna kitu kama free time. At your free time. Hakuna. Because time is the most precious resource that anyone can ever give you. So it can never be free. It's how you utilize time that makes the whole difference.
Yes.
So you see, hiyo kupumzika, unatumia hiyo time kupumzika. So
iko free, unapumzika.
So there is no, by the way, guarantee. If we are talking to you on this platform,
yes,
which means you are alive and you're listening to us. So umemalizana na birth, which means you are here.
Yes.
The remaining thing, ni kudai, by the way.
Sasa unaanza
unapatia guarantee. nakupatia guarantees.
Hizi zingine hapa katikati
Ni wewe. It's your mind, your mindset. It's your decisions that you make. It's your choices that you make. It's the people you associate with.
Yes.
It's the goals that you set for yourself. That at the end of the day, that defines who you are. Now, we decide. Unataka kuwa statistics, ama unataka kuwa the person who shapes what people say.
Yes.
And it's very easy to be statistics. Nilizaliwa nikakam ikaisha. Choices, decisions.
Yes.
Wacha nikwambie, hakuna mtu God amepatia opportunity kuwa alive mwenye ana purpose.
Hajamalizana na wewe. There is something that you can still attain.
So long as you were born and you're on this earth, God had a purpose for you. And because God had a purpose for you, I need to leave you with 3 things, if you allow me to preach.
Kindly.
Now, your purpose is found in people's problems. And the only way your purpose can come to life, it's because you have to power that purpose. It's in you. You see, the way we were talking about us having giftings and everything else, you're a comedian and all that. If I did not utilize that gift, if I didn't power it, you know, imagine just you have your phone and you're not powering it. So when we talk about just power your phone, and then you will just find people's problems are actually, they can never, your power can never come on if you're not solving people's problems.
So your purpose,
yes, is found in people's problems. And your power is when you solve their problem. That's when it comes on. Otherwise, it won't come on.
Okay.
So, that is what I just want to leave you with. At the end of the day, each one of us has a purpose.
So know your purpose.
Just half of the time, we stumble onto our purpose. We don't know. God, that's the gifting. That's one of the giftings that God just made sure that if ever God told you your purpose, my friend, wengine mngekata. Imagine that lady who was a prostitute in the Bible, who the spies, when the Jericho wall was coming down, the spies had to find refuge in the prostitute's house in order for Jericho to be conquered. If somebody was told, by the way, the story is, I want to, your purpose will be to be a prostitute. So that's something that God just hid from us. So just know that your purpose is found in people's problems, and your power can only come on if you're solving it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I don't know why that has left me reflecting or thinking, or it has gone deep. And I'm here thinking, is this my purpose? Like, do I have this voice because I'm the voice for the voiceless? Is my purpose to speak on behalf of those people? A good example. We have people in the slum area. I was born and raised in Kibra, you are aware. There is what they are going through. They do not have access to come and speak to you, or to come and speak to the authority, people that can actually go and sort. It's drainage issues, it's food issues, nini. So just on that purpose thingy, correct me or set me straight. For a while, maybe I've been struggling to know what my purpose is. So now that you've mentioned it, I'm like, I've powered myself in here in the studio. So is my purpose to share what people are going through?
Now let me tell you, let me surprise you. Don't worry about it.
Let it not stress me.
Let it not stress you, because as I said, God purposely hid that from us. And it's the process of when you power your life and when you start to interact with people, then you start to look at people's problems. It's when then you find and you stumble on your purpose, and so it will come. And sometimes don't worry so much, because again, I'm a born again Christian, and I'm very spiritual, and that explains your fun time.
Kwa nini crew inacheka?
Yeah, and it's okay.
Why am my crew is finding it so hard to believe that story of born again Christian?
And by the way, let me tell you,
Please don't say Jesus was also judged.
The only thing I can always tell you,
Yes.
that the word and the Bible asks of us is to believe. It doesn't even ask us to be righteous.
Okay.
It asks us to believe.
So to believe
So
you're
what
born
is
again.
it that you believe?
Okay.
Okay.
Mmesikia?
Yeah. So as I was concluding,
Yes.
some people found their purpose when they were 80. Abraham found his purpose when he got Isaac at old age. Moses got his purpose when he was 80. He spent 40 years in the wilderness, only to be told at 80 now you have to go and get my people free from Israel, from Israelites from Egypt.
Alikuwa na patience,
It's
Moses.
called that's what we are asked. That's what I'm asking us.
Yes.
Why do we want to be so much in a rush?
Like to find the answers.
Like you want to find things from a popcorn kind of thing. It will come.
Okay.
You just need to be.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
You'll find your purpose.
It will find you.
In the long run.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Engineer, take us back to Facebook. I'm about to wind this. And one thing, take out, I'm going to say is, this has not been an interview as I'd planned for it to be. This has been a schooling journey for me. This has been, it's like, this was for me. Unaona vile unaweza kaa kwa class na mtu akupange. Like when you look for a mentor and you go and you want to listen to them, you want them to guide you in particular things. The things you've said, not straightforward, not like in a layman's language, but kama kuna mtu amekuwa anasikia tukipigia story vile mimi nimeisikia, there's so much you've carried from this. I have carried the experience, the patience, the journey, fast patience, lazima ukuwe na patience. Because then had Walter decided that niko ridiculous, minister, and to make it, mtanilipa vile nataka, the places you went and guys were just rubbishing the whole thing you guys were bringing, but you kept on going. You kept on doing what you knew then, and here you are today. So from this conversation that we've had today, I've picked patience. Trust your journey, trust the process, alafu jitume. Umesikia amekwambia hakuna break, hakuna free time, hakuna kupumzika. Ile time hata unaonaga imepimwa, ile time unaonaga hata leo siko job nimekaa na watoto si free time.
Sasa hiyo ni job sasa.
Ulikuwa ufanye hiyo job. All right. Jerry saying
there's the last thing that you said.
Yes.
And you talked about our brothers and sisters in Kibra and what they're going through. I just want to assure all of us that at some point we're going through something. You when we were growing up, there was this program that we called The Rituals of Cry.
Yes.
And so I just want to borrow from that phrase, that title, that when you see Walter like this, and you're like, Walter, we all have our own challenges that we go through. So it's not unique to you. It's not unique to anyone. It's all of us. We're going through some level of challenge. What must be remembered is that you will come through.
Yes.
So whatever you're going through right now,
It's
just
preparing
remember
you.
that you will at some point come through. So come through. Stop telling me that I'm going through. Come through. Okay? Come through.
Come through.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going through.
I'm going through a rough time. Come through. You don't know you don't understand what I'm going through. I don't
Come
understand.
through.
Come through. I want to see you on the other side because you need to come through.
Yes.
Yes.
And it is you who will push yourself from the situation that you're in to the other side that you want to be.
So you're going through that.
Yes.
Come through.
Come through. Tunamaliza na come through. Njeri anasema, I remember, but your TV was about to finish. We would save to watch him dance back in the years. Anasema, with the laughter, I will not remember. There's no food in the house. They are going through something, but you coming on the screen, they would forget at our jasosi. They came through. Njeri anasema, this is personal. You made our hard moments fun. We would laugh till we sleep and forget that hatujakula.
Thank you, Jerry.
So to wrap up, tunaiachana come through.
Exactly.
Ama kuna
So
kitu
for those who want us to dance, D is a dancer. So
ukini-interview nda dance.
Tukimu-interview tuta dance, and we will do a dance thing. We will post it on D's experience.
Do you want to do a moi thingy for them? The late, may he rest in peace?
No. No. Because D, I did what I did, and I did it to the best of my ability then. But because you think I must do it again.
Wacha niulize muko wangapi kwa hii studio niwawachie kitu. Hebu ita technician wamekula.
Hawajakula.
Na kutoka leo mtakuwa mnakula saa 7 ndiye akifunga, na hiyo ni maendeleo.
And it's a wrap. Oh, thank
How
you.
long did we do it?
I didn't even check time. It's oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Asante.
I hope I was of value
You are.
to you guys.
You are.
Yeah.
You still are.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I hope we set the
Asante.
pace.
You still on? Okay. Thank you so much. Take out, of course. I expect.